Now, the Obama administration is trying to make it easier for the FBI to get a person, for example, internet records, all without a warrant. Meanwhile, the CIA and Google are reportedly teaming up to develop technology to monitor the web in real time together. Now, what does all of this mean to your privacy? Well, many privacy organizations see it as a major violation. And RT contributor Wayne-Madsen is here with more. Wayne, the government's proposing to grant the FBI the powers basically to force internet companies to hand over the records of their users and what they're doing if it's relevant to a terrorism or intelligence investigation. So would this be a concern? Would this infringe on a person's rights?
Well, when you, under this proposal, an FBI agent on his own could sign off on this request without going to a judge. Now, we just had a scandal where some FBI agents were found to be cheating on their proficiency examinations. Are we going to trust these FBI agents with this kind of power? I've dealt in a lot of cases where the FBI agents were the ones who violated the law in their zeal to get whoever they were after. I think, once again, we've seen, now this is something the Bush administration wouldn't even go after transactional internet records without a court order. Now we see the Obama administration going beyond the Bush administration in this basic power grab to have this control.
But along the lines of what you're saying, maybe this is just the way the country's headed. Post 9/11, post Patriot Act, maybe should Americans just be willing to accept a lower level of privacy in an era where you have, cameras on every street corner in New York City? Isn't this just the next step?
Well, I think it was Benjamin Franklin said somebody who's willing to trade a little security for at the expense of privacy deserves neither. And I think this is just another example of how long are we going to hear about 9/11 at the expense of the U.S. Constitution? They're throwing the Constitution to the wind, and we're hearing about all these threats. It would be nice to see somebody in this administration, for once, say no to the intelligence agencies and the FBI and other law enforcement because they'll ask for everything. This is their record. They have a wish list with all these types of powers, but it's up to somebody, the Attorney General or the President, to just say no, and they're not saying no.
Why do you think there isn't that resistance when you have privacy organizations all up in arms about this? Why isn't anybody with power within the administration saying what you're saying?
Well, there may be, but they're being overruled. Obviously, the Obama administration doesn't want to be seen as weak on security, so they're willing to cut these deals with law enforcement and intelligence at the expense of our privacy rights that are enshrined in the Fourth Amendment.
Okay, speaking of privacy rights, now let's switch gears to another internet issue. We've talked a while back about Google working with the NSA reportedly. Well, now together they're putting millions of dollars together with the CIA, Google and the CIA, to develop this technology to monitor the web in real time. What do you think? I'm going to assume you think this is concerning. I want to know what aspects you think is concerning about this.
Well, this is a CIA for a number of years has had a venture capital firm called In-Q-Tel, and they've actually provided a lot of seed money to companies to develop all kinds of surveillance tools and techniques. It's not a new development because the relational database Oracle was once a name of a CIA code name. It was a code name for the development of a database system, and of course that eventually became Oracle. Google, same thing. It's rumored that they received seed money from the CIA, so this is not a new development.
Really quickly though, why should anyone care? I mean, according to the reports, it's going to monitor tens of thousands of websites, blogs, and Twitter accounts to find relationships. Who cares? This is public information. Aren't they just connecting dots?
Well, they are, but it's what they do with the information. I think that, does anyone who looks suspicious wind up on a no-fly list or some other sort of government list? The name of the system is called Recorded Future. It sounds like something out of a Philip K. Dick book, Minority Report. What are they going to do next? Have the Department of Pre-Crime, as we saw in the movie Minority Report. I think after the Washington Post expose about all the redundancies in the intelligence community, I'm more concerned about the waste. They're probably already doing this, and this is just another boondoggle for an intelligence agency to, you know, get more power and somebody gets more money.
It's an interesting point, but it will remain to be seen whose future this will be. Recording Wayne Madsen, RT contributor, weighing in with his analysis on that news.